Hopefully my lap. Uni. Alright, so we're up against Teamarek. Okay, so Brazen. One main, one board. Gust is one main, two board. No dispute is three main. I don't care about the board. Negate. Neutralize. Okay, so we have two negates, main, and Dragonfire is two main, one side. Blast Zone is two, though. That part's annoying. Okay, let's make a note of 4 Shark Typhoon. Okay, two sweeps side. And one Storm's Wrath. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of our... Feels like game 1 should be reasonably favored. And I still feel... I think game 2 and 3 probably favors the play a little more in a play. I think we're favored by more than they are. No, but we'll see. I feel good about this matchup. I mean, this is so much more what I was hoping for and expecting for this tournament. Of course, I can be proven wrong pretty quickly. So day 2 of the PT Arena 4 had 152 players. Day 1 of PT 3, this started at 7 p.m. for me Friday night, had 151 players. So I definitely wish that my work schedule, dang, we're on the draw. I'm fine with a stinger for pressure and then just cycle. I do have a lot more counter magic, so maybe mulling to a fox is better. Thing is that they're on the play, so they have 3 answers to a fox. We got some, so... But yeah, so I wish my work schedule let me pick, I'd be able to select a different PT, so I wasn't in the biggest one, but I debuted my first one, so I'm not exactly complaining. Let's try this. So we'll just top deck a fox and it'll all be good. But I like, honestly, like just putting pressure with Sting because they don't have a lot of. They only have 3 real creature answers. So let's just enter tapped. Because then we can just go Stinger and just cycle 6. I feel good about our ability to burn out our opponent. Good. How many arrows do they have? Was it 3? Yeah, 3. I probably should just cycle turn regardless. I think that might have been a mistake. Life total for us shouldn't matter. And a Valiant Rescuer would have been nice to have, but... Do you have a removal spell? They do? Okay, yeah, and this is... definitely wish we would have. Oh, let's play Mountain. Okay. I wish we had Cycle Turn 1 now. Okay, so this is bad though. We're going to be able to just go Rescue or Cycle Pass. Issue is they're going to have 4 sharks that they could potentially have for blockers. Do you have the wreck? You're thinking, so I'm guessing no. Okay, don't know why that took so long then. Alright. This is jam. Now I'm feeling worse about game one. I mean, that was the risk of being on the draw and not mulling more, but also them... Because them tanking on their opener as long as they did. Okay. Had a couple potentials. One being that it had something like a Scorching Dragonfire, but needed something to get there. Another possibility just being that they were just missing out on having a shock at 5. Dude, we get explosion. I'm gonna be a little sad. But it could be that it could have been them looking at their hand. So hopefully they just make a bigger shark and not an explosion and draw a whole bunch, but nope, it's I think it's an explosion. God, yeah, they had to reload for 7, then I think we're kind of dead this game. No, okay, so it is a big shark. Okay, that part I like a lot more. That one's a lot more fightable. So yeah, so let's just play Rescuer. That was a pretty solid draw. Okay, and then... So if they just pass... If they attack and pass... Oh, come on. I mean, Uro's not the end of the world by any means. Let's just like... They know we don't have anything in our deck, so no point bluffing. I'll give my opponent the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, I'm not playing lands I don't like, because yeah, they have gas. So they have 2 cards left. We know they're both spells. So I think if they would have had Team of Wreck there, they would have done, or they had an explosion, they would have done something there. I really want to cycle here, but I think there's a very good chance that they're just going to make something like a Shark for 2 to have lethal next turn. So as much as I want to cycle, let's just pass. Oh, okay. Now I wish I would have played a little differently. Okay, so we're gonna get Uro back, go up to 19, swing for 9. Very cycle, we can get that up to 12. Yeah, we're just gonna take it. If they drew an explosion, we're not winning this game anyway. I guess, okay, so let's think about this. Don't you dare float mana. Son of a... I mean, this basically has to mean. Let's take out a row. We got the other speed anyway. Womp womp. Yeah, that was unfortunate, wasn't it, buddy? Okay, so those 5, cut sail. You, let's see. I mean, yeah, with the how just their hand lined up there, we really needed Fox plus 2 drop then. So that part's a little unfortunate. I mean, yeah, in that case, then we should have mulliganed, but I still like our opening hand well enough, but just when they have one of their 2 Scorching Dragonfires plus a, not on the keyboard, but Scorching Dragonfire plus a turn 4 Reclamation. I am curious about them taking on their hand so long if they were looking at our deck list or if it was missing a piece. Similarly, if they had the explosion, I mean, I guess they had 3 cards in hand at that point, so I don't think they play on land. I guess basically, yeah, there's a possibility. If they drew that explosion, that last turn or had it in hand, because to me it makes sense that you would just cast explosion that turn, fill your hand a little bit more, make it so that your shark's lethal, because it just seems like a lot of overkill to not. And then you potentially have counters, but if they have the Mystical Dispute anyway, even that you only have to leave up like 3 mana. So I'm assuming they drew that turn. Alright, let's rally. We got a Fox. Yeah, Fox is just so powerful on the... I guess... So they have 3 Dragonfires now that they can try and use to take it out on their turn 2, if they have it. As well as having 2 Brazen just to reset. Okay. So 3. Alright, don't have it. Don't have it, and let's just run away with the game, please. So if they... don't kill the Fox here, the big question for me is... do we choose to... do we want to play around the Wrath? I think it's worth trying to play around the Storm's Wrath and just going bash. If they don't do anything here, cycling for 1. We're going to hold on to the Go for Blood in case they have the Night Pack Ambusher. So let's just try to deal 4. That way if they bounce it with Brazier, we can replay Fox and then cycle something. Okay, they do have Brazen. That part's unfortunate. We could definitely cycle to try and hit our One of God's Willing, but that just really doesn't seem worth it to me. So we'll just return Fox. Play Firks. And then we'll just pass. Yeah, because they didn't have one of the 3. Yes, I mean, obviously in that situation, probably just going Sting or Psycho might have been a little... It's close. It's close. Alright, so now we're gonna cycle to go for blood first. Okay, light of hope I like. Do we want the stinger? Or do we want to just I think I like just bashing. Try to get more in with the fox. If that's because they only have two brazen post board, so they'd have to have their other one. So we'll just take the risk. If they have it, they have it. Let's. So what's the difference really between hitting them for 10 and. Yeah, let's just fire it off. If they have the other borrower, they have the other borrower. I don't think playing around them having double borrower is worth it. And that hits them for. And you're shocking yourself. Oh my god! If you do, I'm gonna be so mad. Another growth spiral. Right, it was only 2. Yes, only 2. All right, let's just play this Plains Bastard. Because yeah, that's why if they play a reclamation, I want to be able to just hit it immediately and just get that time walk. Play an Earl this turn, aren't you? No? Okay. Well, that part I like. Alright, so we need to cycle 5 more cards. Right, let's just pay 2. And let's pass. The reason for this is because we could have brought Loris into our hand. But I really like the idea if they play a reclamation, we have this real possibility of being able to hit it with a light of hope. If they have a negate, they have to burn it there. And if not, yeah, we'll just cycle and see if we get lucky enough to just hit up to make our Zenith players lethal. You didn't love me. How sad. Stirp. Well. Alright. Let's bring Loris to the hand. Alright, so you're probably making a... Nope. Okay, yeah, if they're just double casting bars, I'm in for that. Like a Ghost Spiral, something, give me that opening. Alright, kill enchantment. So if they have a negate, they pretty much have to burn it. They're thinking about it, they have something they can do. I'm going to assume they have a negate. If not, then that means they have a shark in hand. I suppose it could be an opt or a growth spiral too, but to me, them thinking about it and everything makes me think they have a negate in hand, but they don't have any other forms of interacting with the Zenith Flare. That's what this means to me. Okay, so they do have. Okay, so they did have a negate. So I think our flares are going to be a bit of free range. At which point do we want to? I mean, if we get lucky and go hit off the stinger, flare becomes lethal. Like, that's not super likely, but do we have a haster? We do have the haste card in there. Let's just play this. Go to stop on their upkeep. Other part is if they have a mystical dispute. We'll see what happens. They might play something like a Nightpack Ambusher. Okay. So hopefully we don't get just beaten up by mystical. Alright. Let's try it. Any mystical dispute, I'm assuming they don't have any. You do have it post board! Well, they got me! That was when I was not playing around. Dang. Yeah, because as a again, we could fight that one off in our turn, but I suppose they would have had neutralized anyway, so I should have done it on our turn, but yeah, that's when I was not playing around. So I think what's gonna happen here then is, because they'll just pass to us. Okay, this is a Shark Typhoon. Because if you have Explosion, I don't think you waste time thinking about it. But otherwise, yeah, I think we'll probably just Zenith Flare, right? Adam, and then play Loris, and then we'll have fight as one up. Alright. Well, no PT finals. Alright, so presumably I could have just cast that then on our turn. They wouldn't have had another way to interact with it. And because 5S1 was the top card of our deck, we probably could just play Loris, but anyway. And so it seems like there probably was a path to win that game. Yeah, like, I just don't think... I want to look at the sideboard a little more. Like, Mystical Dispute is the first card you cut, right? What else do you cut? Because obviously they had both Brazen in. You had Arrow. I think Aether Gust is just better than Dispute. Though there's an argument for that, but even then... Like, you're bringing in Dragonfire. They brought in that, so we're already at 2. Like, I feel like you want to bring in Nightpack Ambush, or you want to bring in Flame Sweep. There's a good chance you want to bring in Aether Gust, but... Oh, I don't think it's wrong for me playing. I don't think it's usually wrong for me to not play around Mystical Dispute. Clearly, there it was, but yeah, especially when they're on the draw. We're in the draw is just a 3-mana leak, which seems not great. But I guess I can deduce the argument of if you'd rather have that than Aether Gust. But even then what are you cutting? Alright. Whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, so we are now dead for the 11-5 needed to get to the PT final, so that's unfortunate, but again, we made day 2 of the first PT, so on my first PT, so I'm not going to complain too much. We'll be back for